Have you tried writing Gregory yet? Because without
Let me
spoiling.
Let me tell you about Gregory.
Oh, no. What happened?
First of all, absolute sweetheart.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
He doesn't know how to use words anymore.
Okay. Should we spoil? I mean, it's not a spoiler. It's literally
It's
in the
literally in the
log
log
line.
line.
Okay, so 4 people were like, what the heck are they talking about? So I'm going to give you the log line for Unholy Vows. So Unholy Vows is a zombie rom-com that is about a young newly married couple who have to do a cross-country road trip during the zombie apocalypse to find a celebrity pastor so that the wife can find out if she is still married now that her husband is one of the undead. Which is so much fun, but I hate zombies. Hey guys, it's Lauren
And Darcy.
from Untitled Workin' Podcast.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome. This is our not first episode, but first episode where we're kind of diving into stuff.
Yeah, like our first actual content episode.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. The last one was just a big old rabbit trail introduction. I hope you enjoyed.
Welcome back. If you
Yeah.
came from the first one, we're really happy you came back and
Yeah, thank
liked
you.
our vibe enough.
Thank
Because I
you
know
very
we
much.
talked about not writing stuff a lot of the time sometimes.
Yeah, although it was a lot less of a rabbit trail than the first time we attempted to do the intro.
That is true. What was that, 2-hour recording the first time?
Yeah, it was a 2-hour episode that wasn't sure how that was going to work to cut it down. And then
The universe intervened.
technology decided we weren't going to release that anyway. So maybe in 10 years, you guys will get to hear that fun episode. It was really a fun episode.
It was.
It was a ton of rabbit trails, and then I totally goofed, just as full disclosure. I goofed and didn't understand the way the technology was working and accidentally deleted all of my audio. So you only get Darcy's wonderful audio, and then faintly in the background you can hear my responses, which just doesn't sound like a great way to start a podcast. So
Yeah.
it's definitely fun. Maybe we'll release it from the vault in a decade or so.
That'd be kind of cool. We
be
might,
kinda fun.
maybe in a decade or so, they'll have technology where we can make you sound louder in the background.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of technology to do that.
Yeah, it's probably really quiet.
But yeah, no, it was fun. It was really good. So now we're gonna kick off our first official episode.
Yeah. Welcome.
So before we do that, though, we're gonna go into the segment Work in Progress, or WIP. So
WIP.
Darcy, what have you been working on?
So I'm still, of course, working on Unholy Vows.
Yeah, where are you at with that? Actually, I need to know.
Yeah.
Asking for a friend / as the producer.
Fair enough. So I do have one page.
Yes, 1 page down.
I have more in here.
Yeah.
It's just one page written out.
Okay.
I just haven't had any free time.
Yeah.
With
Darcy's very
work.
busy, FYI. Darcy is working as an adult. She works as a full-time person, fully responsible adult at a bank.
Yeah, they trust me with money.
Guys, that's a pretty big deal. We have
Yeah.
someone who's a real adult here.
Oh no! Oh, don't tell people that. I can't be we need an adult in this situation, and everybody looks at me. That happens too much at work, and I want to cry.
All right. So,
So I have that. I am working on it. I have the flow in my head.
okay.
I've been having trouble with that, but once we get past the work in progress talk, and we get into the juice of this episode, I'll go more into that.
Okay, perfect.
I actually did write an outline,
Ooh,
a more in-depth outline
yeah.
of my untitled dark humor rom-com.
I'm so excited for this, you guys.
So I've been working on that too on the side when I have time. That one's in a notebook though, so it's
Yeah.
chicken scratch. Nobody else can read it.
Yeah.
I can barely read it. But it's whenever I'm oh my God, wait.
Yeah.
And then I am currently working on sketches for the pitch deck
Yes.
for Unholy Vows.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited to see those.
Yes.
So I've put together a pitch deck. It's almost done. It needs some art, and for the art, we did some AI generated images, which I know is pretty controversial, but because this is going to be an internal document only, and it's not something we're publishing out and about, we're utilizing just that one image right now, but then Darcy offered to try and take a stab at drawing it, and drawing the art that's going to go in it, it's just to make it look pretty. This is not like stuff we're publishing. This is not stuff we're like trademarking. So Darcy's going to take a stab at it, see if she can make some amazing art, which I'm sure she can. It's just more of timing for right now. So, and AI art and all of that we'll dive into in another episode. I'm very much supportive of making sure people get paid for what they do and hiring people, like real human beings, to do it. I think there's also an element, though, where you are very upfront about when you do use it or don't use it, or when you do use it, as well as sometimes, I mean, it's there to be a tool, and sometimes you don't have any money to pay for stuff. So being honest about where you're at with stuff. So
I think that'll be a really fun episode in the future, because I have a different stance on use of AI at all.
Okay. Yeah. And that's totally fine. I'm just
so
trying to
I
give
think
people
that'll
a
be fun.
background understanding of why we've got some content that we are using for the pitch deck. Again, very specifically a pitch deck that we use to...
A behind the scenes thing.
Yes, exactly. An internal document.
Yeah. I just thought it'd be fun to mention that. Like, that'll be a really cool episode in the future if people want to tune in.
Hot takes on AI. Like, some people are very angry about it, and some people are very much like, I'm going to use this on the sketch side of things. I actually just saw someone get in trouble for that, a company get in trouble for that.
They blocked it on our company computers.
Oh, that's good. I think that's good.
Somebody was trying to use it the other day, and they couldn't even get the webpage to load.
Yeah, I have no problems with that. I have no qualms with that.
Yeah. But
anyways, that's a little bit of a derail.
Gonna reel us back in.
Hopefully, don't lose people over that comment.
Hopefully
they give us some grace. We're trying to figure it out like everyone else. Yeah. And we're also trying to be honest. So
we're also like two millennials that like we're gonna rile people up in our first episode.
I know.
So that, and then of course I'm still working on like my DMing stuff, like I was talking about in the intro. Dungeons and Dragons.
I was thinking
you guys couldn't see it, but she's just like over here mouthing the words DMing.
I was like trying to figure out like who you're messaging on Instagram. That's what I was thinking with DM.
That's fair.
Well, that's funny.
And then I have my novel. I don't think I mentioned this in the intro episode, but I have that novel that I've been working on for like the last 10 years.
Yes.
That I'm reworking now and creating something new with.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah. So what are you working on?
I've been working on the pitch deck, so got that at a good spot. And then I am working on, I've got the outline for the script, the Unholy Vows story that we're working on in a good spot. We've got the first act, and I know written out. And I think like we said in the intro, like I'm very much more of like a planner type writer. I like to have the outline and like the here we are and there it is and there we're going kind of a vibe, and then fill in the details as we go. So I've got the first act kind of ideated out, and then I'm working on the second act, and then in my head I have the third act pretty well figured out.
Yeah.
But the second act, that's where I'm struggling.
That's where the most zombies are gonna be.
I know. Maybe that's why I'm struggling so much. I don't want to see the zombies in my head. I don't want them.
It might be.
It very well could be.
If I could get, on my game about the novel, probably help a little bit with
You'd
that.
be like, hey, don't worry about this scene. Literally, Darcy and I joke all the time that, like, for me, I hate zombies so much. Which, if you like zombies, I am very grateful, because hopefully you'll enjoy the story then. But I literally am like, the way I'm going to write the zombie scenes, Darcy is going to be like, and then zombies attack. Y'all can figure out what happens next. I'm just going to be like, they came about.
There's zombies present.
Present and accounted for, and I'm moving on. And they were slain. The end. And they ate everybody. Bummer. Every once in a while, I'm looking through it, and I'll just see zombie. And I'm like, I know something's supposed to be here. Just a zombie. Yeah. No, we got some fun ideas. I wish I could talk about them. You and I talk about them. Yeah. And I wish I could talk about them with you right now, but that would defeat the point of releasing a story. Because then we'd just tell everybody, and they'd be like, well, that was a fine outline.
Yeah, thanks for telling us the story.
It'd be like watching the trailer. It'd be like you watched the movie.
Oh no. Watching the outline.
Yeah. Anyway, so as I rabbit trail us, so working on the outline, and then pitch deck, and the torch is in a good spot. I think I'm gonna send that around to some more friends that are in the industry and get some more feedback on it. Like I mentioned before, dialogue is not always my strong suit. I'll get like really fun, or what I think are good one-liners, or like a back and forth in my head, and then plug it in and then kind of see how people do it. But if I don't have that just pop up into my head, I'm just like workshopping like, and then he said, hello. Hey, how's it going?
Do you have another copy of The Torch since the last one that I responded to?
Yes, I think I do, because there was a part where so there's something that we're trying to figure out about Matilda.
Yeah.
And I think I changed just like an item that would have played on that a little bit. Okay. So yeah, I think there is, but it's a very minor tweak. It's literally just swapping an item for something else.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. No, the dialogue is still as rough as it was before.
I didn't mind it. The one that you sent me, the most recent one that I read, it definitely read a lot better for like, because I know there were some confusions around like gender of the other person that she was talking to.
Right, yeah.
It definitely read smoother in the transition that it needed to be.
Okay, cool. So. Yeah, because that, I was bad at flirting in real life, guys.
Me too.
Now I gotta write it. Oh no.
We're good with writing words, not saying words.
Yeah.
Which, why do we have a podcast?
Oh boy. Because it's fun to talk to each other.
It is.
We just want to hang. Honestly, this is just an excuse for us to hang.
It works.
Yeah. So that's really all I've been able to work on actively over the last little bit. So the goal, we'll dive into goals later, but yeah, that's all kind of where I'm at with just general writing. So.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah. Do you want to head off to our pen to paper section?
Yeah, that's where we talk about writer's block, right?
Yeah. Okay. So in the pen to paper section,
I had a word block there for a second. My brain went offline. Did you see me just like stare off into space?
Like, what do we do next, Lauren? Oh gosh. All right. Segue.
Writer's block.
Yes. Okay. In this section, pen to page, we are going to talk about writer's block because I have a little bit of writer's block.
Oh, me too.
Darcy has a little bit of writer's block. We have two very different types of writer's block, though.
We do.
So I'll give mine real quick because I think mine's going to be faster, and I want to give time and space for yours because I think you'll have a lot more interesting things to like talk through and really like.
I think yours will be interesting though.
So my writer's block is really simple. It's the second half outline, and I think this is where. So the second act is where we're in the upside down of what life was before, right? I have subscribed to Save the Cat. I'm very much a planner. I like to have beats. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. To everyone who's listening and Darcy and stuff. I know you're kind of familiar with it because I was like,
I forgot we were talking to other people.
That's fine. We aren't really. I mean, we should pull up a chair just to represent the audience.
We should. Holding space.
Hold space for the audience, for other people, other writers.
This is for you to sit.
Yeah, virtually. Just think you're sitting there.
Yeah, you're here with us.
Yeah, and someday we'll have a little bit more finessed setup that would accommodate a third chair.
Yeah.
A little bit easier.
We'll get there.
Yeah. It's a work in progress.
It's a process.
It is. Nice. Well done. But what was I gonna say?
So your writer's block.
Oh yeah. So my writer's block is really more around the second act, which is going into the upside down. And I know what that world looks like. I think where I am blocked a little bit is not knowing fully how she is in Matilda, our main character, will respond to that world. And I think that goes to just not truly knowing some of the nuanced elements of who she is as a character. And we've fleshed her out quite a bit. So to me, it's a little surprising that I've run into that problem of being like, oh, how would she act? Or like, what are some things that she would do in these situations? And then also just trying to make sure that, I think this is me being a little bit more of like, I don't want to do it unless I'm doing it right, of being like, who is she interacting with in this situation? Like, obviously there's zombies because this is a zombie rom-com.
Yeah.
But who are the people, the other survivors that she's interacting with, and how is she interacting with the zombies and stuff? So for me, I think that's the biggest roadblock of being like, I need to get over myself and get over this issue of being like, I only want to write it correctly. But just being like, all right, well, where are you going? What are you doing? Who are you running into?
Yeah.
Take a little bit more of that like fluidity of what you've talked about of your writing style and just be like, all right, Matilda, get out there. Tell me what happens.
We could also spend a little bit more time on that character Bible, which...
Yeah, we probably should.
Speaking of character Bibles, that is something we'll go into in the future in an episode. Very important key element, especially in co-writing.
Yes. Yeah, I think the key for us in co-writing that's been really helpful is being clear is kind.
Yes.
And so like we talked about before in the intro, of like having some humility to be like, it's not always my way or the highway. It's not my idea or no idea kind of a thing. It's like give and take, yin and yang, sometimes writing things out, but also being very clear about like Darcy is the novelist. She is the main author. We're co-authors on both these things. So she's the main author on the novel and I am the main author on the script.
Yeah.
But we are co-authors in that. And it's really just more of a formatting difference and a way that we tell stories difference. That we found this yin and yang.
Yeah,
but to tell the story, we have to be clear about what story are we telling.
Yeah, because we don't want to accidentally tell two different stories.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Or do it. So, funnily enough, though, your writer's block sort of falls into the same premise as my writer's block. Because I guess I'll go into mine.
Yes, no, go for it. I'm done.
That was it?
That was it. That's your writer's block?
No, I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like, did you want to say more?
No, I'm good. I should probably stop talking.
Oh, no. Okay. I should probably stop talking.
No, go for it.
But, so my issue is Matilda as well.
We both have a problem with Matilda.
Freaking Matilda. So I guess to give a little bit of context on how my writer's block works, I should give a little context about how writing works for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a lot of the times the way I see myself as a writer is I'm sort of a galaxy and there's tons of universes within me that tell their stories through me.
Yeah.
It's why my writing is so string of consciousness because I'm not the one telling the story. The characters are telling the story. I'm just writing down what they're telling me.
Yeah.
Which always sounds so funny to explain to people, but hopefully other writers will understand where I'm coming from with it.
Hopefully. I'm sure they will.
So Matilda doesn't like the way I'm telling her story. And it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
So I started writing it, and that's why I have that one page.
Yeah.
But every couple of sentences, it's almost like she starts fighting me on it. She's like, no, you're not telling this right. This isn't exactly how I feel. But then she's not also being forthcoming on how she feels.
She's like, figure it out, Darcy.
Yes.
Like, I'm upset. Figure out why.
And it's so frustrating because it's like, I have this vague sense and I can't figure out why there's so much disconnect between me and her. But I was talking to my roommate about it because I was like venting. And I'm like, I really want to write this.
Yeah.
Like, I have it. The story is there, but it's like, it's almost like I'm seeing it through like fogged glass. And my stories are very clear.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my roommate about it. And I was just like, I don't understand why this is so difficult.
Yeah.
And at first I thought it might be the religion base around it. Because, you know, Matilda she grew up with religion. I didn't.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe there was a disconnect there. But I've been doing like my research. I've been learning about religions and everything like that, you know, so that I can understand her more. Yeah. And I've been asking you questions so I can get like other perspectives. I think it's because in a way, she exists within your universes, within you. Because she's your character that you came up with the concept for. Like, she came to you with her story.
Right. Yeah.
So I've been sitting here and I've been trying to figure out like if there's like a bridge or something like that, why there's this disconnect.
Yeah.
And I was thinking it might be something where we do need to talk about her more. Like maybe we haven't given her enough space to tell us what she needs to tell us about who she is as a character.
Yeah. I can see that for sure.
Because I'll tell you, I'll start writing, and then all of a sudden, like mid-sentence, the sentence disappears.
Oh, and that's so frustrating.
I know that's like, you know, I have ADHD, all that stuff. Like, but like also some of it just feels like she just stops talking to me. Like she's talking, and then all of a sudden she's like, "This looks bad."
Dang, Matilda, you're a harsh critic.
So she's not giving me the words. So that's where my writer's block comes in.
No, that's so cool to hear you describe it that way, though, because it is really interesting to look at it from that perspective of being like, I'm just telling the story through the character, but I'm fighting with the character, right? Like, so I think that's really, really fascinating. I would love to just be like in your brain and like hear you and Matilda bickering and be like, tell me your story, and you figure it out.
It's literally how it goes too. Yeah. Sometimes I'll just sit there and I'm staring at my computer screen and I'm like, give me something.
Yeah.
And then it's almost like in my mind's eye, I can like picture her like crossing her arms and like turning her back to me. And I'm like, no, that's not what we're doing here.
You're grounded. Tell me your story.
I'm like, just tell me. So that's a lot of my writer's block is like that with characters, though.
In the past, you've mentioned that one way you try to get around writer's block is you say, fine, I'll go tell somebody else's story then.
Yes.
How has that? Have you tried that for Matilda? And if so, how is that going?
So I have tried that with Matilda.
Yeah.
I actually, the one character that we introduced in The Torch, I have a lot of information about him. He's very forthcoming, by the way.
Which I think is because you came up with him.
He was part of one of my universes.
Yeah. You brought him to the story.
Which is interesting, though, because that means that our universes exist in a corresponding way because they know each other. But yeah, he's been really free-flowing.
Yeah.
So that doesn't help me because he is my character, right?
Have you tried writing Gregory yet? Because without
let me tell you about Gregory.
Oh, no. What happened?
First of all, absolute sweetheart.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
He doesn't know how to use words anymore.
Okay. Should we spoil? I mean, it's not a spoiler. It's literally
in the log line.
Okay, so for people who are like, what the heck are they talking about? So I'm going to give you the log line for Unholy Vows. So Unholy Vows is a zombie rom-com that is about a young newly married couple who have to do a cross-country road trip during the zombie apocalypse to find a celebrity pastor so that the wife can find out if she is still married now that her husband is one of the undead. Which is so much fun, but I hate zombies.
It's so funny.
Annoying. But like I was saying in the intro, like this, I think the question that this raises, and I'm a Christian, and I think that there's an element of Christianity that not that I'm wrestling through. I wrestle through stuff all the time, which is great. But I think there's an element of Christianity that people don't wrestle through of being like, I assume that life is supposed to be a certain way if I do certain things, which is not at all how life as a Christian or your relationship with Jesus is supposed to be. And so I think that's one of the things that we tackle in this is like specifically around marriage as well, of, you know, because marriage has become a bit of an idol. And I know this is a way deeper conversation for a way different podcast probably. But like there's an idol in this story for her of marriage is supposed to look a certain way and my life as a Christian is supposed to go a certain way because I've done the right things. And when her husband becomes one of the undead, everything is upside down now. Everything is turned on its head. And she is wrestling through what does that mean, not just for my marriage, but for me as a Christian. And I think that's the interesting thing. And that's the fun part of the story is that you get to just go on this journey with her as she like figures it out.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it doesn't work if he's not a zombie. Because again, if he was a robot,
wouldn't work.
Doesn't work. If he's a vampire, doesn't
really work.
If he
because you can
is a
argue
werewolf,
morals like all day with any of the other types of monsters. Right.
Because they're cognizant, sentient beings in their universes. Like if you talk to someone who's a vampire fan, there's a very established universe for their sentient being, or like not sentient.
Yeah, I mean
they have their own like mind.
They have cognitive functions. They
can reason, they can think, they can blah blah blah. But zombies, it's like they in the known Walking Dead, whatever other zombie land. They just warm bodies. Well, warm bodies is a little bit of a little bit on the side. We kind of lean more towards warm bodies, I think, but not that far.
Not that far, yeah.
But I think it just raises this question of like, how do you wrestle through and like what does it actually mean and look like to walk out that relationship with Jesus when it doesn't go the way you think it's supposed to go?
Yeah, and like zombie being what works too. I mean, because here's the issue is it technically, in at least I guess in our universe, they don't die and become zombies. They get infected with the virus.
Right.
So
and then becomes, which isn't that how it normally works? Like you get bitten and then they like turn you. I don't.
Yeah, I mean like the traditional like the old zombie thing used to be like they come out of their graves and they're like dead people that turn into zombies. The Walking Dead, if they have the virus and they die, they become a zombie.
Oh, but if they get bit, they don't become zombies. I thought if they get bit, you had to like chop off. I'm sorry, guys, that's gross.
I don't actually know with The Walking Dead. I didn't watch a ton of it.
I don't know. I watched one episode on accident.
But the biting thing that's on accident. The biting thing is like a huge ploy in like zombie lore, right?
Yeah.
But I think this really plays like a really deep set thing on that story with him being a zombie because he's not. Is he dead?
Right.
Because he never died.
Right.
But now he's an undead creature.
Right.
So it like
exactly.
Yeah. It's
that's the question.
I think it's a beautiful way to tell the story.
Yeah.
Personally.
And it's fun. Like,
yeah.
I mean, again, I hate zombie movies, and I'm like, this is so fun, but I don't want to see any zombies.
None. No zombies.
No zombies. But anyways, that's
zombie
why Gregory
movie, no zombie.
is not forthcoming because he can't talk.
Okay, well, he is forthcoming, but not with words.
Right.
He gives me a lot of images, and usually it's waxing poetic about his wife.
Oh, cute.
He is in love with that woman.
So smitten.
He's so smitten with her.
Cute.
Like, whenever I like try to enter into his headspace to write anything about him, she has like literally like a yellow glow around her and like butterflies. Like that's how he sees her. And I don't know if it's because he's like zombified, so like he can't like.
I want to eat her brain. It's a beautiful brain. I want it so bad.
Or if it's just like a rollover from when he was alive, where he just looks at this woman and he loves her so much.
Yeah.
And so I've been kind of writing around her.
Yeah.
So
do tell.
So, okay, so I know exactly how the entire first chapter is going to play out. Not only from your outline, but just from sitting there and like playing with the ideas with her. She just won't give me, because we're writing it in the novel in the first person.
Yeah.
So if I'm writing in the first person, she needs to give me the words.
Yeah.
She gave me the ideas. She gave me in her head the memories, her mind's eye of everything that happened. She will not tell me how she felt during those moments. And that's where I'm struggling.
You're like, I could just dictate what this is and write it like a listicle.
You want a list?
This happened and then this happened. And then you're like, where's the like story? Where's the human element?
Like, I'm trying to tell your story. Tell me your story.
Yeah.
Part of me is curious, though, because it almost feels like there's something I'm not quite getting. That she's like mad that I'm not quite getting.
Okay.
Almost like there's a piece of the story that she's like, no. This cannot be like this. You have to change it.
Okay.
But I don't know what it is.
You don't know what the piece is?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Because I don't think it's like a big thing, but I do think it's a small enough domino that it affects the rest of the board.
Interesting. Yeah. It's the missing piece.
Yeah. So it's almost like there's something, and I don't know if it's maybe because we need to establish more about like who her and Gregory were before. Or... I will say, reading the Torch and then trying to like kind of write out the scene in the Torch with the cute little like love you bye thing that like we've been trying to talk about how she would adjust to that now.
Yeah.
She got mad about Bellamy.
Oh, she wasn't interested in him, huh?
It was very interesting because like she was into him. Yeah. But it was almost like she was really mad about the way we were painting her. And I don't think it's because that's not how it happened. I think it's because she's embarrassed that it happened at all.
We could definitely lean more into that as well, of like showing, because so in the Torch, well, I don't know how much I want to dive into that.
Yeah, I don't want to give too much.
Well, only just because the Torch is like, it's for investors and like it's for the development of it. It's to get people involved. But there's an element in there where I'll just share this. There's an element in there where she meets this character, Bellamy, who is a guy, who is just a character who rolls in. He's a survivor. He rolls into town, rolls right out. He's not, he's
not like a big player.
Yeah, exactly. But and both in like the literal sense of the term and a like emotional sense of the term. But they have this moment where he reminds her that she is alive.
Yes.
And that she needs to make choices about being alive and what that means. And he's the one that kind of kicks off this whole like, oh, I have these questions already. He doesn't make her question, very much to clarify that. But he basically reminds her or makes her acknowledge it to herself that she has these questions already and that she needs to address them. And then he rolls on out.
Yeah, literally.
In and out.
Like, in and out.
And so I think there's an element to that as well of there would be embarrassment. I mean,
especially like where temptation is involved.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are embarrassed of that.
Yeah.
Even if it's not something that gets acted on.
Right.
And especially when she's already got all these questions and everything for herself.
Yeah.
I think she's mad.
She's like, I don't want you to tell that.
She's like, no, I need to be a good. And I think, too, we're getting her, like, where I am at with her right now, she's at the beginning of her story.
Right, right.
And she still hasn't grown with her relationship again with God or Jesus in the way that she does throughout the story.
Right, exactly.
So there's that performatism. Performatism?
I know what you're saying. Like that performance element of what Christianity has become to a lot of people of it's what you do, it's not the relationship you have. And if you check these boxes or if you do these things, then you're basically expecting or guaranteed a certain outcome.
And we're showing her dirty laundry.
Correct.
Yeah. And a lot of people in that performative stance don't like their dirty laundry shown.
I wonder if you went back to her and wrote the first chapter with no thoughts of Bellamy, of just her performative elements, of her presentation, the way she presents herself. Because the first chapter is diving into more of like life before everything happened. Yeah. And then what happens. And I mean, they're both very much in love with each other. Like there's no question about that.
I mean, if she was a zombie, she'd also see butterflies and glowy lights behind him.
She would 100%.
Yeah, she loves the crap out of her husband.
Yes. Oh my gosh, they're so cute together.
Nobody would go on this kind of trip.
Right.
If they didn't.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. She's willing to wrestle. And maybe that's an interesting thing too, is the fact that she's willing to wrestle with those questions. Why is she willing to wrestle with those questions now versus before?
Yeah.
I think that'd be an interesting question to answer for us later.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That is really good.
So this is what writer's block and also just talking through writer's block looks like for us.
Yeah. And I think it helps too. Like, even if you don't have like a co-writer and you're stuck on like a writer's block talking it out, sometimes I take characters. So when I have issues with characters, I like writing around characters, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes, though, I'll take that character's story, which it's gotten me in trouble with some of my characters in the past, but I'll take their story and I'll put two different characters in their place.
Oh, interesting.
To see how it would play out from their point of view.
Different people.
Yeah.
Oh, I have two characters you could do that with, actually.
Oh?
Yeah. She references there's a girl, like, in her backstory that's, like, that was like her really good friend who compromised her values for a guy.
Okay.
That really bothered her because they were supposed to like do it right together, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like do it right together. And she still kind of holds that resentment.
Okay.
And I think I referenced it a little bit in The Torch.
Okay.
But if you swapped.
Oh, the one where she. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. We'll save that joke for later. I feel like it's a funny one.
It is a good one. That's a great one.
Yeah, so there could be an element where you swap her and Gregory with those two characters.
Yeah.
And just see how that plays out, if that would help.
Yeah.
I can share that with you more offline just because I don't want to take up a ton of time talking through those characters.
Yeah. That would work because it's where a lot of my fan fiction comes in.
Yeah. Or you're just gonna take fan fiction and be like, I'm gonna put who's that guy, the Latino guy that you mentioned that's on that 911 show or whatever?
Ryan Guzman.
Yeah, you do Ryan Guzman and then another character from that show in there.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, I mean, so a really fun thing to do. So I actually have, right? So like the character Eddie, he's very similar to the character Gregory in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Texas, religious, Latino.
Yeah.
Type vibes.
Yeah.
So I actually have started writing one with his character has like a wife, like in the earlier seasons.
Yeah.
And I started writing this story, but with her as Matilda.
Okay.
And him as Gregory.
Yeah.
And it plays very, very differently because in a lot of the ways you can interpret their characters, they only got married. There was love there, but they only got married because they got pregnant out of wedlock.
Yeah.
So it plays very differently on like the interactions that their characters have.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that is a very different like motivation for sure.
Yeah, so it's been really fun because like it also adds in that extra character, their son, Christopher.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how I've actually been trying to get around Matilda right now, is writing that fan fiction with those two characters because those characters already have backstories. I don't have to worry about them.
Right, yeah.
So I just have to fit the backstory into the story we're telling. Mm-hmm. And it's helped a little bit.
Okay.
It's kind of given me a little bit more insight on a character that gets married out of necessity and then a character that gets married out of true, genuine love.
Yeah. That's awesome. Is there anything else that you've done to try and get out of the writer's block? That's a lot, though. Like, what you've shared already is like, that is a lot of things, a lot of steps you've taken to try and like get the conversation to start with Matilda.
Yeah, sometimes I'll just sit there and I just watch TV. Mm-hmm. And like, I know that's like weird because I'm not actively doing anything to write, but sometimes I just sit there and I'll watch TV shows.
Yeah.
And I'll watch like a season of a show. Mm-hmm. Because I shut down sometimes when I get writer's block because I get frustrated. So the executive function just kicks in. Yeah. It becomes an impossible task. But if I watch something that I really enjoy the writing of, it helps.
Okay.
There's a movie called The Gorge. I think it's on Apple TV.
Okay.
It has, I can never remember the actor's name.
Is this the one with Miles Teller? And,
yes.
The really, really blonde girl. It's not oh crap, what is her name? I know which one you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Like one of them falls into the gorge and the girl has to go save the guy or something like that.
Yes, and it's sort of similar vibes to what we're writing.
Yeah.
Not like super similar, but like
no, but like female heroine who goes to
romance,
to save the guy,
crazy stuff happening in the gorge.
The gorge, they're gonna be in a gorge now, guys. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Zombies
in the gorge.
Well, not necessarily zombies. I don't want to give spoilers to people who haven't seen it.
Right. Something's in the gorge.
But yeah, so it's got like, but it was a very refreshing movie to watch.
Okay. So
I've been rewatching that as well because it kicks up that inspiration. I'm like, I want to write something where somebody feels like this when they watch it.
Yeah. I think a lot of storytellers feel the same way.
Yeah.
It's not just about like, let me tell a cool story or let me try and make some money, because you don't make a lot of money as a storyteller like 99% of the time. You put in a lot more effort than the financial compensation, which is fine because that's not why you do it. But
it's hard to have it as a career.
Yeah, but I think there's an element of like storytellers, at least for us, I think, at least we can speak to that. We can't speak to everybody else. But like for storytellers, for us, it's about telling a story that like moves people's hearts and minds in a way that is positive, in a way that's towards growth. Because if you're like stagnate, in my mind, there's no such thing as stagnation. You're either dying or you're growing. And so it's like if we can tell stories that encourage people to grow and move towards, that growth element, I think that would be the dream.
One of the things that I really like too is like you don't even the lessons that's in the stories don't even have to be the thing that the person is growing towards. It's just they have this moment where they feel something and it helps them change as a person. Yeah. I mean, novel writing, I got into that specifically because when I was a kid, I was kind of, I was a weird kid, right?
All storytellers are funky.
Yeah. I was a weird kid. I was, isolated a lot. I had friends, but I never felt like I made like the deeper connections that like a lot of people did. Yeah. And then the ones that I did make those connections with, bad things happened. But writing, reading, English is hard. Reading and movies, those are my escapes. Yeah. I got to be somebody else for a little while. I got to see the beauties in the world and like learn all these different things. Yeah. Yeah. And that's who I've always wanted to be as a writer.
Yeah. I have this, there's this funny little side tangent story I'll tell real quick. So there's this author named Karen Kingsbury, and she is a phenomenal author. She writes a lot of Christian books and this Christian drama, which I am not into drama. I am like a fantasy sci-fi girl. I'm like, show me dragons, show me spaceships. I want to like go on I want a world building. I want a full on Narnia and J.R.R. Tolkien vibe. Like I want to like see some crazy stuff. But I got sucked into her books because she is such a good writer. And literally at one point I was like praying for the characters, and then I stopped and I was like, I'm sorry, Lord, they don't exist. You knew that. So I mean like that's what I just feel like, caught up in the story though, of like you just like these stories move and change you, and you're just like, oh my gosh, like this is like something I see or I relate to or I'm learning from. Or like, oh, how would that character have interacted in like my life situations? Yeah. And recognizing that, like your life playing out is not the same as a character's life playing out, especially when you're watching movies that are a little bit more shallow.
Yeah.
Just recognizing that, like, oh, you can't really go around and be a jerk to people and then have some like magical moment happen and all of a sudden now you're not a jerk. Like, it takes effort. Like, you have to like grow. But like, just thinking through, sometimes that's been like a really important and like helpful moment to be like, oh, this character that I identified with, or this character that went through that did this. And honestly, I think if we think about it, like, even the shallow movies that we watch do subconsciously soak into how we expect things to play out.
Yeah.
And I think that's an interesting element to like explore as a storyteller.
Yeah. No, I mean, because that's like a huge part of fan fiction, right?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like people are putting these characters then in situations that they've been in the past.
Right.
A lot of the fan fiction's like, I'm basing this character, like, character's not confirmed to have ADHD, but I do.
Right.
So I'm using that.
Right.
And that it helps them. Or I've recently went through grief. This is how I processed it. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Please take this with a grain of salt with how you process grief.
Right. Yeah. I actually started writing a script outline. I actually just started writing a scene, and that's usually how my stories start. Is I like get a scene in my head and I start writing that out, and then I'm like, okay, well, how did we get here?
Yeah.
Which I think I shared earlier, but
I do that sometimes.
I was just so frustrated with how lonely it was and how hard it was to build community as an adult moving to a new place where I did not have anyone to begin with. And I had met a few people from jobs coming here to Atlanta because I'm originally from the PNW, and it was really frustrating. I just had a moment where somebody was like super unkind, or they had done something that was completely opposite of what we had talked about, and it was just like, I'm so frustrated. And so I just started writing it out. I was like, this character just moved to a city and they're going through this, and this person did this thing. And I was like, this is so therapeutic. I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever tell this story publicly. Well, like, share the concept publicly.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, it is therapeutic as a storyteller, whether you're telling the story or entering someone else's story.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, sometimes life just sucks.
Yeah.
Sometimes life's just hard. And you just need to know that you're not alone.
Yeah.
And sometimes people do respond to a little better than others, and you can learn from that. Yeah. Or you can be like, I did what that villain did one time. Maybe I should reevaluate.
They're seen as a villain. Oh.
Loki.
Okay. Let's think about that.
Yeah.
But kind of circling back too to what you're saying about how like you found yourself like praying about the characters and stuff.
It's so ridiculous.
No, but like, so there is a scientific study out that shows that when people see characters and they have like these connections with them, your brain cannot process that they're fake. So when people like lose a favorite character, that like grief and that mourning is like is real. It's true. It's like,
that's wild. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, because your brain cannot differentiate that. And I think it's really interesting, like making the choices on when you should have an impact like that. Because I've seen shows do it really, really well, or like or books do it really, really well. Like if you look at like the Hunger Games, right? Finnick, beloved character.
Oh my gosh,
everybody wanted him to be back with his wife.
Yes. Oh my gosh,
but he died.
That sucks.
And his death didn't have a lot of screen time in the movie.
No,
it didn't have a lot of page time in the book.
No,
it was a fast death.
Right.
But it was impactful.
Oh, so impactful. And I think it was partially impactful because it was so fast.
Yeah.
Like, it's like losing someone in a car accident. Or, you know what I'm saying? Versus losing someone to a disease that, like, tore them apart for like, months or years.
Fault in Our Stars.
Right, exactly. And I think that there's, again, Hunger Games is a dystopian, young adult, not quite fantasy, little sci-fi book. Thankfully, no one is entering a arena Hunger Games here in the U.S. or anywhere that I know of in the world. But it's like...
life can feel like that sometimes.
People can resonate with losing someone quickly that you care about. Like, people can resonate with being a firstborn daughter or taking care of a parent. And feeling like all the responsibility of the family is on you as a child, though. Yeah. Like, there's so many things people can relate to.
PETA being sort of like not really having the most loving family and latching on to somebody that you see, that you're like, that person is kind and they care and they take care of their sister. And then that turning from just like an admiration to an actual like full-blown love.
Right.
Like, people can relate to that. We are dealing with a story about death. There will be side characters in Act 2 where you're having your writer's block that come in that will have to decide possibly to kill off.
Yeah.
How do we make it impactful? How do we give it something where it's more like Finnick and less rage? For your writer's block.
Oh, yeah.
Since that would be something that takes place in Act 2, I wonder if that would help you kind of work around it.
Yeah, I mean, I've just based off the stuff we've been talking about, I almost wonder if like I should like doodle a little map and then throw people on the map and then see where their like cross country road trip goes and who they like hit on the way. Not like literally hit, but like who they like run into on the way. I think it'd be a cheerleading baton is what I wrote.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, so I might actually do that. Which would be like kind of like a fun exploratory thing on my side to just be like,
that'd be really cool.
I'm gonna make a map. I'm gonna put random people in it, and I'm not gonna say anything about who they are really. Like, just be like,
well, if you end up doing that, you'll have to on like one of the next episodes, we'll have to talk about if it worked.
Yeah, absolutely. It also just sounds fun. Like I like the world building element of storytelling, and so I think that would actually be pretty fun way to do it.
I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah. If we were to distill down a couple of talking points or a couple of like practical tips, and I hate the tips and tricks kind of vibe, but a couple of practical takeaways people could kind of distill from what we just talked about, what would you say are like 2 things people can try for writer's block when they're experiencing writer's block?
You can, so if you're struggling with a specific character, maybe taking them out of the story and plopping them in a different situation.
Okay, yeah.
Writing them in a completely different situation to see how they would play out might help you get a better vibe.
Yeah.
And then building the world more out. Because what you said, I think that's a really good idea for like when people's brains work the way yours do, as opposed to mine is like world building. Right. Building that out more so you have more to play on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be a fun thing. I've never done that before, so we'll see if it even works or if it just sucks up a couple hours of my time doodling a map. Because I'll probably just take a big old piece of paper and be like, oh, look, this is what it looks like. And then be like, well, that was unhelpful. But I think that'll be fun to try. I did like what you said about going and writing someone else's story, like a backstory or a scene with them, or even just taking characters that you really like and know from a different like fandom or world, and just plopping them in and seeing how they would respond to that. I think those are also really fun ways. It's just kind of to get the brain moving and past that rut. Yeah. Right.
And what about your second one, right? Because you had that one.
Yeah, the world building thing. I think for what I need to do for the outline portion of things, for the outline of the second act, is I probably just need to like suck it up and say it's not going to be good, and these characters could disappear.
Write it bad.
Yeah, if you were to distill that down to like a very short sentence, write it bad. But I think there's an element too of like, I'm almost not afraid, but it's almost like I'm trying to make sure my energy is going to like the right things to be productive, because there's so much that needs to be done to do what we're attempting to do. Yeah. That I think if there's a little part of me that's like hesitating. It's like, what if I go in and I write all these characters and just a little bit, and then I only use 2 of them, or 4 of them, and there's 20 of them to start with. Like, so in the original story that I wrote, because I wrote a short story for Unholy Vows, or like a short script for it a while back, just as the ideation part, and there are 3 characters already in the second act. Oh. I have already fully written out, and like they've got a very specific way they interact with each other. There's a very specific backstory I've already fleshed out. But I'm also like, I don't know if they have any room with this new version of the story, but they exist.
I mean, well, the good thing with that, right, if you do spend the time doing all of that, on the novel portion of it, I have more. Yeah, I have more freedom. Yeah, you do. To even like if the character's not like a part of it, but it's like one of the characters that you wrote, another character can mention them offhandedly. Yeah. So like there's still more there, and then the other projects that we're doing that relate to Unholy, those characters can also find a home there. Yeah, that's actually very, very true. So maybe I'll shoot that over to you, 'cause I think it's in all those docs, but I think it's like very buried. Of like, this was a very old idea from a long time ago. But yeah, so I think that would be how I would just kind of break down like some practical
ways of tackling writer's block. And if you guys have any suggestions, or if you guys tackle writer's block in a different way than we do, we'd love to hear how you tackle that, because we are always looking for new skills in how to get out of writer's block. I think every writer wants to get out of writer's block faster than they do.
Yeah. I really will say the best piece of advice I've ever gotten with my writer's block, besides like the write it bad, is I've read so like I was talking to my roommate about it, and she's just like, look, you read bad books sometimes.
No, for real.
I was like, yeah. She goes, you read those stupid like online phone stories that are like, some of them are good, but some of them are, they're not written well. The story is really cool, but they're not written well. She's like, but you still read it. And I was like, yeah, because like I want to know what happens. Like the premise of the story, the idea is good.
Oh, see, I have a whole different response to that, but that's another episode.
Well, and then just her advice is just, okay, they wrote it bad and you still read it.
Yeah.
So write it bad.
Just to start, just to get it out there. Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, I think I just have to tell myself, suck it up and just spend the time on it.
Suck it up is the worst piece of advice.
I need to tell myself that sometimes, because in my head, I can get very complainy with myself and be like, it's too hard. I don't want to do it. Or I have too many things I got to focus on and be like, stop it. Focus.
Suck it up.
Suck it up. Okay. That's a drill sergeant for me.
So what would you say to me about my writer's block?
I think you have some great ideas, honestly. I mean, I would love to see you write a scene with Katniss and Peeta in the scene with like the Bellamy scene or whatever, or even like one of the other scenes, just wherever.
Gale's not likable enough to make him Bellamy.
No, leave Bellamy where he is. Bellamy's fine. Bellamy is great as he is. Honestly, when we talked about that character and you came up with the name Bellamy, all I can see in my head is the Bellamy from The 100.
Actually, you came up with the name.
Oh, did I? Yeah. That's probably why. Anyways, he's fantastic.
That's who I think about too.
Is it? I think that's the only Bellamy character-wise that I know of.
In the books, he, the vibe that I kind of went for with Bellamy is very inspired.
Our Bellamy?
Yes. Okay. Is very inspired by that Bellamy.
Because he's actually a pretty good character, and I mean, I like his character a lot.
I do too. Yeah. But it's also I've also taken some of his characters just from some of my favorite like male characters throughout media.
Yeah. Bellamy's got a fun vibe for sure. But yeah, I think that's probably enough of the like tips and tricks section. Ugh, I hate that. I hate tips and tricks.
Tips and tricks to be a better writer.
Yeah, I just don't want to be that cliche, gross.
Well, no, I mean,
I just don't want people to be like, I feel that way when I hear people be like, here's what you do, write bad, start writing.
Okay, like, so to negate that, we're not telling you what to do.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You do what you do best.
Here's what we're going to try, and if you have a better suggestion, please let us know. Yeah. And then maybe we'll try it and talk about it next time.
Yeah, again, we're just creating a space.
Yes, 100%. So, all right, just to wrap up, what are our goals for this next week?
Well, my goal is to finish those pictures.
Yes, please.
Because I want to get those for your pitch deck.
Yes, please. Yes.
And then maybe if I'm still having issues with Matilda, because I mean, my main goal really is to knock out at least the first chapter for the next week.
Yeah.
But if I'm still stuck with Matilda, I think my next goal then is just to take different characters and put them in this situation to see how they'd play out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And also just write a bad draft. Just be like, Matilda, if you won't tell me, I'm just gonna tell it.
Yep.
And this is what I said, and you can come back and fix it.
Yep.
So okay, cool. I think for me, the goal is gonna be to at least make a first pass at the outline for the second act.
Okay.
And then also I am gonna try that like map thing, because I think that just sounds fun. Just get an old timey map vibe and like doo-doo-doo.
It will be helpful, I think, in writing, even if it just ends up being like the map. I think it'll help us play out like locations and stuff.
Yeah, that could actually be really fun because it is based in a real place. It's based in Texas.
Yeah.
So yeah,
would help with like knowing like how long it would take. Geographic stuff.
Yeah, because I do like realism being baked into stuff
that that'll help me with the novel, so that I know like things to add, like that she like walks past or something on the journey or bikes past.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. All right, I think those are some good goals. making stuff that's challenging but also
Yes.
yeah, and just keep plugging along. So
yeah,
that's it.
I think that kind of about sums it up.
I think we're only at like an hour.
Yeah. Hey.
So no, this has been good. It's been good to brainstorm. It's also nice to just sit and like talk through this stuff with you in person because that is actually very helpful.
Yes. No matter how much we're creating a space for other writers, we are also creating a space for ourselves to co-write.
The main purpose of this podcast is to actually get our stuff done.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's been good so far.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where it goes. And then at some point we'll actually have something to share with you guys.
That'll be exciting.
Yeah. No, it'll be so much fun.
Yeah. It'll be really fun.
All right. Well, don't forget that. What's our outro?
Everything's a work in progress. It's a process.
Agreed. All right. Till next time, guys.
Till next time.
Later. Oh, I guess, yeah. When you say New Yorker, everyone assumes New York City, but...
Yeah. Like, the city is, like, less cozy.
Oh, 100%.
That makes sense.
100%.
If you're from, like, the rural areas, though, very cozy vibes.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, I'm going to do the... Hopefully that works.
Fingers crossed.
I also need to put my phone on airplane mode so we don't have it happen like
Ding.
this time. Okay, we're good. Okay.
Cool. Are we recording, too?
We are recording. I had to double check that for a second.
All right.
And PETA, okay, this is not what this podcast is about, but I just want to like say like PETA walks out a like true love so well because like people assume that like love is just a feeling, but it's so much more like because feelings come and go. Feelings are wishy-washy. They just in and out. And that's fine. That's what a feeling is. It's not supposed to be how you base your life on. Yeah. Even though sometimes it feels like it's all you base your life on.
Yeah.
But like he walks it out. He doesn't push Katniss to love him. He doesn't force her to do anything. He just shows up for her.
Yes.
Like when she has her nightmare on the train, he runs in. He's like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "It's fine. It's just a bad dream." And he goes, "Okay." And he turns and he leaves. He doesn't force himself on her. He doesn't force himself to stay. He doesn't say, "Let me take care of you."
Yeah.
Which is fine if you say, "Hey, can I take?" But I'm like,
but he knows that she needs to be the one to ask for it.
Right. And just from a character development standpoint, I just appreciate him so much because he's not like considered like a big heroic character throughout the books.
There's a gender reversal there in the books. Katniss is what the male lead usually is. PETA is what the female lead usually is. And but it's I think he's written very beautifully.
Yeah. You just need to put PETA and Katniss in your writer's block.
Oh my god, I might actually. That would actually
Send
be good.
Send me that if you write it.
Yeah, I will. That would be good. That'd be really good.
Yeah.
But so balancing that, right? So like Hunger Games does it really well with Finnick's death. And I think that's beautiful and it says a lot about the writer.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about it, because we were talking about 911 earlier.
Oh, yeah.
There's also the process of possibly making a really bad decision with killing a character off. I'm not saying it is good or bad. I don't, the writer of the show that I think Tim is the writer of the show. He writes a really good show. It's a great show. There's a reason why there's a huge fan base. It's a goofy wee-woo show, He wanted more, I think in an interview he said something about realism, right? So he wanted to kill off a character. Okay. Understandable. Firefighters can die.
Yeah. It's a very dangerous job.
It is. Yeah. It's regardless of what it is. But when you're making a decision as a writer, you also have to look at the premise that you've the premise you've set for something. Yeah. So that show, people have near-death experiences all the time, but nobody ever dies. One of the reasons why so many people like that show is because they can be fearful for their favorite characters that they like can see themselves in, but they never actually have to worry about losing them.
Right. They like still like
they always come
survive.
out. Yeah, they always come out on the other side.
Yeah.
And in this final season, which was such an incredibly ballsy move, in my opinion, as a writer.
Yeah.
Because not only did you just get picked up by a new network.
Oh boy.
And you just got approved for your next season at that network.
Oh gosh.
you kill off the...
Don't spoil it. A character.
I think everybody knows. If they're a fan of the show, I think everybody knows.
All right. You've been warned. There's a spoiler coming.
Yes. If you haven't seen the final 4 episodes of 911 season 8.
Season 8. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
8 seasons in, he decides to change the game.
That's a long time of not killing anyone off. Walking Dead is like, did you like these characters?
Dead. Supernatural was the same way.
Was it? Okay.
But that's why this, I think, is such an interesting thing to talk about as a writer. Mm-hmm. Because he killed off the father figure of the show. The character who sort of, in a way, started off as like the main character that you followed. Mm-hmm. It was his story. He's the captain of the firehouse that the show is based in. He loves all of his characters. He takes care of them. He's shown up for all of these characters in very different ways. Yeah. And he made this decision to kill this character because he wants to see the fallout of what happens to everybody else because he is the glue.
Right. How did they all respond?
So overall, I understand like where he's coming from, right? With that whole, he wants realism. Yeah. He wants to show the fallout. Yeah. It's an interesting creative choice on something that you've set up for 8 years, 8 going on 9 years, that had a very set premise. Your fans like it a lot of the times for that premise that they don't ever have to worry about somebody dying. And you do it and you kill them. Yeah. And you do it in a very like kind of cold way.
Was it pretty like violent and dramatic?
It wasn't, no. Oh. So it was
just like abrupt and then they were gone kind of a thing.
So we've had characters exit the show in the past and they've gotten like these really beautiful like things where like they do like old episodes and they like show like little flashbacks, right? Beautiful. Yeah. So when Bobby dies, not only is he he sacrifices himself. Okay. So very true to character.
Sure.
But he's isolated. He's by himself in this room because it's like this disease, right? This contagion.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's like this airborne illness. And he gets it. And he's isolated in this room. Yeah. He's separated. Nobody can get to him. His wife and the one character that's sort of like his pseudo son. Yeah. Are the only two that get to see him right before he dies.
It's very like Star Trek, like Spock.
Yes. Yeah. Like Shar, what is that? Like the curse of, or the Khan?
Yeah, it's whichever one. I can only think of the J.J. Abrams ones. I know in the original the original series, it was reversed. It was Captain Kirk who died, but in the J.J. Abrams movie, it was Spock who chose to sacrifice himself.
They do come back. Tim, if you're listening. So the concept was interesting. Yeah. Because he went from like the show that's about family, about connection, about everybody being together. Yeah. And he killed this person off by themselves. Yeah. His wife was there. She could see him. You know, he walks away and he he falls to his knees, and I think he's praying when he dies because he's a very religious man. Yeah. This like separate, empty, heartbreaking moment. Yeah. And then he doesn't like, the funeral's not like super long. There's like a weird thing happening like that leads up to the funeral where like his wife is investigating somebody that they thought was dead but might not be dead, and like it's a very weird lead up. Okay. It could be a great setup for like something that they could do in season 9 if they do bring him back. Yeah. But if they don't, it was an interesting choice from a writer's perspective. And I would love to like see inside of his head on like, because I as a writer, I would never do something like that.
Oh, I would. I'd be like, you like that character? The story is saying dead.
Oh, no, I'd kill him off. I've specifically,
in that way.
Yes. Okay. Like I've specifically written characters that I'm like, I'm going to make people like this character just so I can kill him off and make them sad.
Maybe that's what he did. He was like, well, I want people to be sad.
Yeah. But so those episodes had the lowest ratings that any episode has ever seen on that show.
Is this like a canary in the coal mine for us? Like, don't kill off Bellamy or something?
No. It's more just like, so we are doing something that's related around death, right? Zombies and everything like that. Yeah. So the whole reason why I was bringing like killing off characters and stuff like that, and I have a lot to say about that thing, but I won't keep going into it. Because 911, where I was going with that whole thing is the fandom, it's pure unadulterated rage. Their comments are flooded with, I'm not watching the show anymore. I only watched the show for this character. Why would you do this? The show's not supposed to kill people off.
Interesting.
So where do you find the balance of creating this beautifully loved character and you want to tell the story of death and grief? Mm-hmm. Because, they touch on topics in the show, like addiction and stuff like that are intense, heavy topics. Yeah. So how do you go about picking the character to kill and why?
Yeah. I think that's definitely probably something that would take a lot more time than we have to like dive into that. Yeah. So maybe another episode we can dive into that specifically and maybe.
Sorry, I went down a rabbit hole.
No. We do this all the time. So many rabbit holes. Yeah. It's entirely possible that. Yeah, I don't know. I would have to wrestle through that one, I think.
Yeah.
Because we haven't hit that point yet. In the writer's block.
Sorry. So I was bringing it up because.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.